Hey there, welcome back into Occupy Democrats, and oh my, do I have a New Year's Eve breaking story for you if you like to see Donald Trump squirm, if you like to see Donald Trump not get his way, if you want to see Donald Trump, well, out of the White House, just subscribe to the channel. But in this breaking story, Donald Trump, by his own admission, has spent a lot of his life grabbing women by the pee against their will. And yet what Donald Trump's also done is he's done a lot of abuse of Lady Justice's pee over his years and his lifetime. And in this breaking story, you're going to see what happens to Donnie when he doesn't get his way with Lady Justice. And ooh, it's a good one because it's a big old story. Wouldn't you like to see Donald sitting in a courtroom having to face an actual real judge like this right here?
Your lies are well documented, and these convictions are serious. I'm convinced you would do it all over again if you could.
Yeah, that's the judge who sentenced Tina Peters in the election tampering case in Colorado. Oh, there's more.
You're as defiant as a defendant as this court has ever seen. No, to the contrary, Ms. Peters, you are a privileged person. You are as privileged as they come. And you use that privilege to obtain power, a following, and fame. And to be sure, there's no doubt in my mind that it's exactly what you wanted, and it defies all sense of common sense to believe when you suggested to me a few moments ago that you didn't want this attention. You crave it, ma'am. And there is no one in this courtroom who would consider that to be anything other than the absolute truth.
And then he finally said what you could say easily about Donald Trump, because, you know, birds of a feather flock. This.
There are many things in my mind that are crystal clear about this case. You are no hero, you abused your position, and you're a charlatan who used and is still using your prior position in office to peddle a snake oil that's been proven to be junk time and time again. In your world, it's all about you. But at bottom, this case was about your corrupt conduct and how no one is above the law.
And then you have the wonderful AG of Colorado coming out to remind Donald Trump, yeah, you don't get to tell us what to do in a state case. This.
President Trump's now saying he's going to pardon Tina Peters. He has no authority to do that. It's a basic principle of our Constitution that states run their criminal justice systems. We're doing that here in Colorado. He can't tell us what to do. I'm never going to be afraid of this president. I'm going to stand for what's right. I'll always fight for Colorado.
Because in this breaking story, Donald pardoned her, but then realized, oh, I can't. And so look once again what the petulant child went and posted on Truth Social about what he wants for other human beings. This is absolutely disgusting. Check this story out. Breaking news, quote, disgusting. Trump tells fellow Republican to rot in hell in New Year's Eve rant. Donald Trump said a fellow Republican doesn't deserve a Happy New Year and instead should be sent to hell. The president early Wednesday took to Truth Social to go to bat for an incarcerated GOP operative. In quotes, God bless Tina Peters, who is now for 2 years out of 9 sitting in a Colorado maximum security prison at the age of 73 and sick for the crime of trying to stop the massive voter fraud that goes on in her state, in parentheses, where people are leaving in record numbers, wrote Trump, who can't pardon Peters because she's in the state system. In quotes, hard to wish her a Happy New Year, but to the scumbag governor and the disgusting Republican rhino DA who did this to her, in parentheses, nothing happens to the Dems and their phony mail-in ballot system that makes it impossible for a Republican to win otherwise very winnable state. I wish them only the worst. And then Trump added, quote, may they rot in hell. Free Tina Peters in all caps. Now, for those out there who grew up like me, you'll understand this. For those who didn't, let me share. When we were kids, and I didn't grow up with any money, there was an old joke of the person who maybe had some money, so their parents could afford to buy more stuff when we were young. And that common phrase would be, let's say, the bats and the balls to go play some ball or whatever it may be. And when the elitist rich kid didn't get his way, he'd take his bat and ball and go home. And that is who Donald J. Trump is. He was given $1 million when he was 10 years old. He didn't grow up in the same world as you and I have grown up in. And what he does when he doesn't get his way is exactly that. He throws a tantrum like a little spoiled 6-year-old And that is who is running the most powerful position in the world. And because he literally cannot grope Lady Justice and pull her in the direction he demands, that's the child within. You guys like and share the video. Have a brilliant and safe New Year's Eve celebration this evening. Stay frosty.